Hi, my name is Tim Damianides, and I want to talk to you about my book, Democracy, Demokratia, Second Edition. It's available on Amazon, and it also you can buy it straight from me through hoplites.com.au. That's hoplites, hoplites.com.au. The first edition is the one that's black with a glossy cover and that sort of frilly bits around the edges there, right? And the second edition is the one with a guy with a megaphone, right? So don't confuse them. Go for the second edition. Much better editing in it. Overall, easier to read and has pretty much the same content. It's just that certain phrases and certain sentences were rewritten or reorganized so that it made more sense. Very similar, but it is a different book, and I highly recommend that you get the second edition. If you've already read the first edition, that's fine. You know that the same content, but if you are coming to this topic new, as a new individual to it, then you're encouraged to get this second edition. Now, the book itself has 12 chapters in it. It is quite a big book. It is a treatise rather than a book because it goes over whatever the number of pages are for a book, and it's in the category of treatises. It starts off with a prologue which covers topics like why I write this philosophy, the process of creating the book, the matters revolving around the truth, for example, speaking the truth, communicating the truth, the lost freedom to spread the truth, lost power over the government, democracy and the truth, and who is the author, so that you know who I am and why I'm writing and what I'm trying to get across. It's important to know those things because if I'm working for a multinational, or like some big organization that has paid me to do this, you would know about it, right? But this is not the case. What it is a simple guy who's struggling, trying to find a way to fix things that are in and around him for himself and also for his family. And so you get that impression when you read the book. That is who I am. The 12 chapters cover the justification for democracy by looking at the various divisions that exist throughout society. And the reason we do that is because you can only unite if you are aware that each division, each thing that you distance yourself from through your ego or whatever else, is because it's almost systematically manufactured. It's not by accident that these things exist. Okay, it's not by default nature. Um, you know that a lot of these differences exist, and the ones that do exist by nature, like for example our skin color and our height and whatever else that's determined genetically. Um, those differences are not important really when it comes down to democracy. Okay, because the idea of democracy is that whatever you've got at the time, you work with it. You don't try and work against each other. You try and work with each other, and that is the most important thing that you need to consider here. Some of them are, for example, the biases of life experiences, because some people said, "Oh, yeah, I remember I was in that situation, and therefore I don't want to be in that situation again." And that's a bias that prevents you from seeing the truth because of your experience. What about the experiences of people that have good experiences? Do you take those into consideration? Do you change your view based on other people's experiences as well? See, these are the things that a good person would be able to do, but it's very hard for that to happen. And the other thing is a wealthy and the poor, where you look at the differences between the wealthy and the poor, and we go through the philosophically looking at these things, and again, it's an issue of there is no difference between the wealthy and the poor. They're human beings at the end of the day, and they both have the same drive. It's just that one has more of the material than the other. Okay, and that is not a reason to go against each other. There's no reason to go against each other. You should be working together. And the same thing again with I'll go into a little bit more detail with the poverty class, which shows how hard it really is to participate in anything because you don't have any fuel to get anywhere. You walk and you might get arrested if you walk every day for a period of time because you become suspicious to people. Why is he walking along the street every day? Um, you might be going to a job interview wearing a suit and walking down the street in the middle of summer, and people think that's a bit odd. Or you might be wearing a hoodie and you're walking down the street and people think, oh look, that guy again. So a lot of people have complained and have said to me online that you know I'm on the well, I'm not me personally. I'm not on welfare, but they say that they're on welfare and they don't have any money and they can't get to the rallies when the freedom rallies used to put up a resistance for the COVID mandates, and they were unable to attend these things because of the lack of financial support. And I can understand that, right? And everyone can understand that. And people have to understand that for a democracy to work, people have to be able to get to the place where they're going to have the whatever it might be the decision making process, right? So wherever the decisions are going to be made by the people, people have to be able to get there to start with. And if you're making it so that only the rich or the people who have got some kind of transport or whatever else um, method of transportation are able to attend, then you're limiting the whole democracy as a whole because it's always going to turn a blind eye to those people that are in poverty. Then he goes into the innocent criminals and justice because there's a lot of people who are in prison who actually are innocent. There are a lot of people convicted that are innocent. Um, there are a lot of situations where even if they are guilty, they're treated like criminals after they get out because they're not treated like human beings. Um, some of them are not reformed, some of them are, and the ones that have fully reformed and repented, then those people should deserve a second chance. It's hard to gauge, but it is one of those things that really, if someone has fully repented and they are changed people, they should be allowed to live their life as a full citizen rather than a diminished sort of second citizen with restricted rights on voting and whatever else we've got in the laws at the moment. Ethnicity, we've sort of covered in a way that's already done. Religion, again, the freedom of religion and making sure that we all work together despite what's blocking us from working with each other. Individualism and the pack, and looking at how um, the idea of self gain versus social justice is important. The people and freedom, all these things are in here. Servitude, systemic youth control, the purpose of education, other divisions in society, unity, considering democracy as a solution. So those are the things that are covered in the first chapter itself. And if you have an interest in these things and want to know the real truth, the real aspects of democracy, I highly recommend getting this book. It's not something that I'm joking about at this stage. I really wish there was like a small book that you could put in your pocket and give it out to everybody, and make sure that they had some kind of platform to work with. But this is the book that I've made. It is large, but it contains enough information for us to be able to go forward as a people and try and create the changes that we need in our society, in our in our socialized entities that we call our countries. But please look into it. I'll be back with a few more in detailed um, discussions or reviews of each chapter. But for now, I'm just introducing you to this book. I think you'll enjoy it. It'll be something that you'll find eye-opening in some areas, and in some areas you may want to have some input. And for that, I've created some forums online at hoplites.com.au, and the book is also available through Demokratia, one word, as spelt here on this title, democracydemocratia.com. So that is where the book information resides, but it has a cross link to a site called hoplites.com.au, and hoplites.com.au um, allows you to link back to the forums where the social network is being created. All my accounts, my Facebook, TikTok, um, Instagram, or everything has been shaped or shadow banned or whatever they want to call it. I can't really use that kind of medium anymore. But I'm hoping that this message will get through to people and they'll be able to understand that this is just um, a philosophical sort of view, and to inspire change, you need that philosophy, you need that philosophical stance. There's a saying in one of the I can't remember if it was Thucydides or somebody else, but they said, everything during the time of war, there's no time for philosophy. Yet everything we do in war depends on our philosophy. So you see, it is an important factor in life, and people haven't had the time to develop their own philosophies as we go along. And if they have, they haven't been scrutinized. Whereas this one has been heavily scrutinized because it's based and founded on something that's had thousands of years of reviews and comments and feedback from all angles of life, and so that's why I'm confident in presenting this one to you. It is a revival. It's a new generation version of democracy, and I want you to all enjoy it and also participate in the conversation and maybe even teach me where I've gone wrong and what I've said wrong and so forth. I really want to know so that I can amend it or change it for the third edition. That's it for today. I've got another video coming soon. Just make sure you stay tuned and hope to see you again. Bye.